Hey guys, I just wanted to say before you watch this podcast, it is riddled with tech issues. So we had some camera problems, audio didn't record the way we wanted it to, but it's still a good episode. Be sure to watch the whole thing and give us our feedback and let us know what you think. Thanks.
Hang with us.
We're there. I'm ready.
You know what that does? You know what? In all fairness, it does work so much better than the one we had.
Yeah.
Be sure to turn your microphone back on if it's off.
I got you.
I'm still taking a picture of it.
No.
For sure.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. I'm Jeremy Kitts here with Andy Ramsey and Adam Edwards for CammaCast number 10.
10.
And our topic is Jiu-Jitsu addictive? We got the idea through Jiu-Jitsu, but I also put in other physical activities because some people don't do Jiu-Jitsu, and I think that it could apply to them as well. I got a problem. It's all right. Everyone's cool.
So
Everyone's
what is kind of we got to talking about this because I was saying how I felt pretty beat up and run down. And then one of our other I don't want to call him a student, but one of our other guys, he got hurt because he was putting off an injury that he should have been taken care of, and his wife finally had the "I told you so" moment that she's been waiting for. And so we were kind of wondering. I don't want to say when's too much, but I think jiu-jitsu is absolutely addicting, and the fact that it tests people in ways that they've never been tested before. So you want that. You want more of that. I also think it has to do with personalities. People who like to persevere and accomplish things on a daily basis, and not necessarily like here's my Granger's award, but accomplish little feats. I think it does become addicting.
I'm going to stop you for a second. I want you to look at the recording of this.
Is that me right here?
Dude, that is so you. All up in my camera shot.
Hold on. All right, guys, and thank you for sharing. So Andy's butt crack was in the camera.
Was it?
So I don't know what's going on. So before we get into it too far, I'm going to ask you guys what you think. Is it addictive? Is jiu-jitsu addictive if you do jiu-jitsu or MMA or weightlifting? Or other things like that. What is your opinion on that and your experience if you think it is addictive? Why? We're waiting. No, just kidding.
Come on.
Yeah, we totally hear you smacking.
Yeah, dude, you're smacking your lips, eating so
it.
hard.
I didn't even know you were eating until I heard it through here.
So, what do you think? What do you think? Obviously, we're biased on this because we are.
Okay, what brought the question was, like Andy was saying, one of our guys got injured, and it wasn't anything that we're doing wrong, or he'd had previous injuries with the shoulder, and it happened again. He dislocated his shoulder, and I'm like, man, we've all been there, and then what is it about us that we're injured, we know we shouldn't be doing it, and yet we still do it, and
Dude, stop moving.
It's all right. You trying to eat? You trying to eat, or you trying to close it up? All right. We have a guest in here today, just sitting in with us. It's cool.
Super distracting.
I don't think that you guys can really hear the noise. It's just because it's in these headphones. I think it's why it seems a lot louder.
Oh yeah.
But what is it that we're injured? We could be blowing our shoulder out, yet we still keep going, and then we could be in the middle of training, knowing we might have got a slight injury, and we're like, no, we're just gonna keep going. Is it that addictive? Is it addictive, or is it something else that's making us go and just we're gonna wreck our body? I should have stayed home tonight because my shoulder's blown up, but yet I still went to jiu-jitsu, blew my shoulder out. I can compare it to an addictive substance. Like, I know I shouldn't be taking this drug or shooting this up, and yet I do, and then I'm risking dying, but I'm still doing it. Is it that kind of addiction, or is it some other form if there is another
I
form?
think it's not necessarily even fair to compare it to a substance.
Hardest withdrawal ever. Thomas Jackson says it's very addictive. Thank you for your feedback, Thomas.
Yeah, for sure.
Hardest withdrawal ever.
I don't think it's necessarily fair though to compare it to a substance because you're gaining something. You're accomplishing something.
Well, I'm only comparing it to a substance because I'm comparing it to addiction, and most people's addictions are substances. But that's what we're trying to.
Well, but there's other addictions also. I mean, there's gambling. There's tons of different ones out there that isn't related. That people do them because they feel like they're achieving something.
Okay, well then that's why you're doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
it's still the same thing. Like
you like how you feel afterwards.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're addicted to the feeling, not the. I mean, I guess the feeling that substance gives you, the feeling that role gives you, that challenge, that adversity. It's a different kind of addiction. I can see.
Or it's like
you're not dependent upon it, but more. Maybe is it addicted to like maybe the stimulants that it?
I think maybe they're the endorphins or the. Like I said, I really do think it goes back to the feeling of accomplishment. It's the same reason why people flip freaking bottles 150 times until it lands right. You know, because they want to be able to achieve that. Or, you know, and and sorry if you flip bottles, but it's dumb. But
you should start doing this.
Yeah, you should get the fidgeter.
The
fidgeter. But I think people do those because they want to just, it's a sense of accomplishment.
This, that's your camera. I was going to say something.
That's all right. Nobody wants to see you.
I don't care anyhow, but actually you can hand me that too and get it off.
There you go.
But my question is though, and it kind of goes back to a previous podcast that we've done before where we've asked, you know, what is it about us that it makes us so competitive? And what about the jiu-jitsu world that is competitive? Why do we risk our bodies on a daily basis to begin with, and then adding on being hurt and still going?
Right. Yeah, and what is that addiction, though? There's some people that go to a jiu-jitsu class who had no intentions of going and no idea, and then boom, they're hooked.
Right.
What is that? You know, I mean, they weren't even a fan of MMA or jiu-jitsu. They didn't know what they were getting into, and boom, all of a sudden they're hooked. So that's what I would like to know.
Yeah.
What is that?
I think maybe jiu-jitsu is just a tool, and it's just, I don't want to say human nature or human connection to being physical, but you can relate that to any physical activity, like you were saying. Like I know people who've never ran before, and then they go run their first 5K, and then boom, they're hooked to running, and their day is surrounded by when they get to run next, or every second they get, they're like, I can't wait to get my run on. I feel that way about jiu-jitsu. I just think it's a tool.
Are you really addicted to jiu-jitsu, or are you addicted to the
chemical change in your body?
Finding out who you are, overcoming that adversity, and seeing that you're somebody who you didn't know you were, maybe, and that's what you get to do every day in jiu-jitsu, and maybe that's what's addictive about it. But, you know, like you said, someone goes and runs a 5K, and they just boom it down there on fire, they're doing all kinds of stuff. It was that the feeling of being somebody, maybe, of accomplishing and overcoming like something they probably didn't think they could do. Period. They're like, oh my god, I just ran a 5K. I can do it.
Right. Well, I know for me, like competing in the cage, we fight. I hate fighting. I hate the whole process of it. I hate going. I hate weight cuts. I hate going to fights. I hate dealing with promoters. I hate getting in the cage, getting banged up. But I've learned that in those 15 minutes that I'm in the cage, I learn more about myself in that time span as a human being than I do anywhere else, because there's no ego, there's no bravado to hide behind, there's nobody there to back you up. You're you at your rawest form.
It's funny how much you can learn from another person as well without even saying a word in that 15 minutes. Well, the other person.
And that's I get asked all the time, like, how do you guys just hug each other afterwards? And how do you you guys are so cool after punching each other in the face? It's
why do football teams hug?
Well, it's a matter of when you're at your rawest form, that person is also there too. There's no ego for them. There's no bravado. They are who they are, and you've never met anybody in that way, or connected to someone else in that way before. So that's how you actually have this bond, even if you don't even necessarily like that person. Outside of the cage, you do have a form of respect for them.
All right, and I'm gonna just shout out again. Thank you guys for joining. Please share this video. Give a thumbs up if you're liking it. Share, invite people. We're talking about what makes jiu-jitsu or basically athletic activities addictive. Just in our circle, we see it more through jiu-jitsu, and that's why we wanted to use that topic.
Yeah, there's a
We're
lot of
gonna
people
touch a
trying
couple.
again.
Yeah, we're gonna touch a couple comments. Thomas says the competition, the thirst for knowledge, the endorphins, the everyday push to become better. Those are the addictive proponents for me. Yes, that becoming better also. Learn the knowledge, the thirst for knowledge. That's a big one, I think. I think when someone comes in, even if they're tough and they think they know, they find out, oh my God, I don't know. And if they check their ego, that's where they become addicted. You know, if they're too egotistical to accept that they don't know, they're not going to come back and train. But if you realize you don't know, and that's what creates that thirst, I think, and that addiction to come back for more. Alex says, for me, it was very addictive. Recently started throwing the gi on and feel it has taken it to a whole new level of addictiveness. Yeah, for sure. I personally find it addicting because I'll learn something new and want to obsess about it until I can accomplish it and live it in a live, and it'll accomplish it live. Sorry, people. And it'll still seriously bother me until I can't do it successfully.
So that's the hook though. Is what is it about something that bothers you that just like it burns you up and you have to like you can't think of anything else. I think that's like the true form of addiction where it's like the only thing on your mind or it's in the back of your mind at all times. And I know for me, I'm always thinking of techniques. I'm always thinking of how can I improve. And so what is it about it that is just like that sticks it in your head? Is it your personality as a person? Because like you said, we have guys in here who are tough guys who don't last. And so why is jiu-jitsu not addictive to them?
Because it's not a tough guy sport.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Possibly,
more mental than anything.
And when you're too egotistical to not be the tough guy and to search for the techniques or like the technical way and not the tough way, if that makes sense. You're not muscling because you want to be technical. That if you're too egotistical to accept that you can do that, I had a nip slip there. So.
Nip slips.
I can feel them coming out.
Don't worry, I'll blur it out on the video.
Maybe this was in front of it. I don't know. But and then if you're able to accept that you don't know, that it's that knowledge, like just being able to become a better person, the knowledge that you're never going to stop learning and becoming better, and it's sort of a Buddhist mentality, which is very similar to martial arts, or it's close to it, as in the search for perfection, self-perfection, maybe. Like you want to get it right. People. It still is. I think it's the people who are trying to be the best that they can be that it really hooks.
Right.
I don't know.
And and the difference is like people who just settle or they just want to have the namesake of I'm a fighter or they want the show of it opposed to the actual.
Hey Jeanette, thanks for joining.
The actual accomplishments. And that's the other thing is like. You literally have a trophy case out there full of accolades, and there's never really an end of the road, right? So then it's like there's no stop to this. There is no like end to the addictive part of jiu-jitsu or what we do.
Right. That's why you have people like Chuck Liddell who are way past his prime, who's probably in his late 40s.
Still
wanting to fight though, but still wanting to get in there and compete. And it's a hard withdrawal, like Thomas said.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I know when I walked away from the sport, because I took that 6-year layoff. And granted, I wasn't trained formally. I didn't have the right type of training, but I didn't want it. I really didn't. But somehow I did eventually come back to it. But like in that time that I was gone, like I didn't talk about the sport. I didn't watch the sport. I didn't, so.
I'm going to narrow the whole thing down to its stimulation. It's the dopamine that your body releases, or the endorphins that feel good, because I think that's why people get addicted to substances.
No, yeah.
And if you are getting that feel from something else, your withdrawal from so the other thing would be
Gone.
less.
No, I can see.
You're getting some sort of stimulation. It's not the healthiest one, or it's not a better option, but it gets you by, so you don't feel the withdrawal from the other thing.
Right.
But really, it is addictive because of it's just like if you took a pill that made you feel good. It's the same thing,
right?
It's that stimulation, I believe that.
So, do you think that's also to be said about, let's say, bodybuilders who use steroids? Where they're putting a substance in their body that they know is harmful, but the end result is is what they're wanting. So they're willing to do whatever it takes to get there, including putting possibly harmful chemicals in their body.
Okay, well, I missed your question. I guess I'm not.
Like,
Wait.
so if the end result is, you were saying how
they're still going to get stimulated. They put steroids in them or whatever. They're still going to get their stimulation from their lift.
So they're addicted to the lift and not the results.
Well,
Or
bodybuilders, I feel.
Right, because bodybuilders don't.
They're about looks.
They're about results.
Right. So is it then the stimulant of the lift itself, or is it the stimulant of how I look in the mirror?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask one. I would think that
any bodybuilders out there? I'm not saying that
I
all
think
bodybuilders
that-
use steroids or anything, but I do know that in that world it's very like whatever it takes, to get that lift in or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a whole other subject or a whole other branch of it. Like, I still think that if they want those results, but they're still getting stimulated along the way, and if they continued to take steroids but didn't work out, they're not going to feel good.
No,
Right.
maybe it started with, they felt good during the lift, but they got kind of blinded by the results.
Okay, I can see that too. And kind of get lost in there.
Yeah.
And then the end result. So then jiu-jitsu I guess could also be the same way though. Because like you said, when we started this is we train hurt. Like hurt. There's times that we know guys that train with injuries that are chronic and they're still on the mat.
Right, and that's what's triggered this question.
Yeah.
Why? What makes you want to, why we're dragging one of our legs in with this and,
Duct tape
flailing
and chewing
around.
gum holding us together.
yeah, and yet we still choose to do it and still choose to just put your body at risk, at the hands of somebody, your life at the hands of somebody else on a daily basis.
And what's even more funny is we roll injured and then we get frustrated when we don't roll to our best potential, and we're like, I'm so much better than this. Why am I not handling this roll? And it's like, well, you're hurt, dude. What do you expect?
Well, I think because it's your drug. It's if you're injured,
Adrenaline.
you don't have your,
You don't feel good.
that's your drug. You don't have your dopamine. You didn't take a pill. That's your pill.
Right.
You got to get there. You got to take it to feel right.
Right.
And it's probably just the way you make it feel. But there is to me that thirst for knowledge is also weighs very heavily on the the addiction or the the more you know, the more you realize you don't know type of thing. So it's just like, it just keeps going deeper and deeper.
That's fun. Like, not to nerd this up too much, but you and I, we're gamers,
Yeah.
and we do the same thing. We'll get stuck on a game and play for hours and
Oh,
hours
yeah.
and hours.
Oh, yeah.
Where?
I don't game so much anymore because I don't have time. I don't like to speak for other people.
I don't really have time either.
But
I don't have time to sleep, so.
but we used to spend countless hours playing some video games,
Oh, yeah.
and so then it's kind of that same.
But-
that same
Well, we see the improvement in ourselves.
exactly.
We get better, and I think that's what it is. When you guys get better, you see the progression of
You're accomplishing.
accomplishment.
Right?
Yeah.
So even as a gamer, that's where that addiction
Yeah.
has come from. You're
Yeah,
getting
it's-
better. You're gonna be the best.
Yeah. As long as you know you can do better, you're going to want to continue to do it.
I also think that Yeah, and that could be. It just goes with anybody. Like maybe you're a woodworker. You're not ever going to do jujitsu, you know. But you're going to strive to be the best at what you're passionate about. And you know, there's just a select few people who are passionate about jujitsu, comparative wise, in the world population, a select few, because the community is quite small. And yeah, that's what it's got to be. The way it makes you okay. I'm not a gamer, never been really, but I'm gonna say like I'm online playing boom boom boom. I just wiped out somebody's army from China, or not literally,
Whoa!
I know that you can. Yeah, I know that you can play people around the world or whatever. You wiped out some other people's army. You're gonna feel good, like bam, like you know, it's all a video game, but you're gonna feel good, like I'm on top.
Well, I think this goes further than just physical activities. Like your guys' my jujitsu would be cooking.
Right.
Oh, you're cooking?
I cook.
You're cooking?
Yeah, I cook. Yeah, no, I cook all the time.
All right.
Yeah. So
okay.
That's what
so
I do.
next episode, cooking.
We should have a cooking show.
Okay.
Who votes for a cooking show?
Yeah.
A Italian cooking show with
thumbs up for
that. Might be fun actually. But no, I'm constantly wanting to improve. I see the improvements, and you know.
And you're searching for new ways to make spices or tweak it, or I should have had my heat down a little bit.
How can I use this and this together? Two things that should be put together. How can I put them together to work?
You know what's unique about...
So what's your jujitsu?
You know what I think is unique about jujitsu, and the fact that like everyone who does jujitsu, we want to be the best, but we also want to spread jujitsu, which is kind of funny if you think about it, because the more people doing it, the more unlikely you are going to be the best at what you do. Which I find we create our own competition. You know, we teach people what we know, and that kind of drives the ball forward, which we understand that. But you don't necessarily see that anywhere else, do you?
Well, you do that, and you do create more competition, but then you're also creating more opportunities to prove to yourself that you are improving.
Right, I agree.
Yeah,
but you don't have do you have cook-offs with other people?
Yeah, potlucks. Yeah.
Today's potluck, I smashed that with my meatballs. What's up?
I mean, in that sense, it's kind of like with us saying it's a small community, and you want to spread the word of it. It's kind of like a religion.
No, very much so.
You know, we just want to spread the word and spread the gospel of it, because we've seen what it does to us and how it makes us feel and what it can do to people and how it can change people for the better. And it's just, that's the community of it, I think. But it's still, it's just that once you get into it, I think it's that, oh my God, you're interested. I would think if I didn't know anything, I'm interested now in all the ways that I could dismantle somebody. Or, like, oh my God, like, I just got choked out 15 different ways. I got to learn at least 3 of them next time. And then, but not everybody has what it takes to come back to they don't have. Sometimes and I think people who have too big of an ego, that ain't our pizza. People just go on.
We kick pizza boxes.
Yeah, they saw the door. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought.
People who don't have it.
Yeah, there's just some people who don't have it, and those people, I think, are people who can't check their ego at the door.
Right.
The people that don't come back.
Do you think everybody's capable, though?
Yes.
Do you think everyone who comes in is capable?
I believe they are in some. And, mobility issues and flexibility issues are a big hindrance. You can still do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Still do it. You can start somewhere, and you can progress, and you can get better each day yourself.
I agree. I think the same thing goes for fitness, and I see that a lot. My favorite thing is hear people like, I want to get in shape before I come in the gym and work out. Like, that's stupid. But it's excuses. I mean, if people really wanted it, it's a matter of how much modification that you're going to do and how much you're willing to push yourself. And if people are embarrassed to do it.
We got customers.
Oh, you want to bail? You can bail if you want.
Yeah.
Let's say we're at 27 minutes. I think we wrap it up. So.
Oh no, I think it's a very no. We're gonna drive this shit.
Drive this?
We're gonna drive this shit. Sorry, we have customers came in. We have no one manning the front desk. But I think it's very interesting and I wonder that people who don't have that jiu-jitsu addiction or an addiction of their own.
Yeah. Something they want to improve themselves.
Like, so is it a personality trait that's keeping them from?
I just think they haven't found it.
You think?
Yeah.
So is it because they don't want to, or is it because it hasn't slapped them in the face yet?
Right. 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people just haven't. It just hasn't come to them like, oh, until they do it, they won't know.
Right. I agree. It's also it's fun to see people who bounce from like one thing to the next thing to the next thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if they would be able to stick with something long enough, if they would just be able to master it or whatever it might be. And jiu-jitsu, it's kind of this strange thing where it's always evolving, and I don't know if that's like cooking, if cooking's that way, or anything else. But I don't know if anything else evolves quite the same way that jiu-jitsu does, where it's something new. It seems like every week that we're learning. But it's like I don't know. I mean, does cooking evolve every week?
There's like something popular will pop up every month or so.
Is food on a trend? Does it
it
trend
follows
or?
trends. Yeah,
Okay.
really bad. They're stupid trends sometimes. Really stupid trends.
Yeah. I ate a turkey wrap today with applesauce on it.
That's a trend.
It wasn't stupid. It was delicious. But it's interesting. It's a weird. It's
like, and I know you've talked about there being trends with MMA and jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be more ground based, more actual fighting.
Yeah. Well, in MMA it does go on
It's
trends,
just
and
up
it's
and down,
honestly
keeps going around.
everyone's kind of searching for that new thing, and then whatever that new thing is, and I see it.
And the new thing is what's beating the current thing.
Right.
So.
But at the end of the day, and this is kind of, I guess, food falls in this category.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
it's more seasonal though.
it's still fighting. Anything new can be beaten with something that's been used time and time and time again, and vice versa. And that's what's, I think, also interesting about the fight game. The ever-going chess match that happens where fighter A can beat fighter B can't beat fighter A, but fighter C smashes everybody, and then
A beats B, B beats C, B can't beat A, but C can beat A.
Right, and it's that. I think
so. Based on that, B should be able to beat A since they can beat C, and C can beat A. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But it's like, so what is it about that process that is either A, addicting, and you just want to keep going at it till you find out, or B, you just want to quit and be like, screw this, I'm not doing this anymore.
Thomas said, thirst for knowledge.
Right.
It's, why is this person I can beat this person who can beat them. Why are they beating me?
Right.
I need to know why. It's an everlasting pursuit of knowledge.
It's a wild thing. Because I know that, I guess, it's a bad thing. Obviously, there's addiction's a bad thing in all forms, but it's like we talked about, at what point, like training while you're hurt, or fighting, competing while you're hurt. Like, you sign that contract, and I don't care what's happening, unless a bone's sticking out. For the most part, we're going to show up for that fight.
Yeah.
And we're going to risk life and limb in that cage to prove a point. And I guess that point is that we are as good as we say we are. But in the meantime, we're banged up, and I'm feeling more and more crazy the more I'm sitting here. Like, why? Like, because I'm banged up right now, and I'm having to pump the brakes and tell myself not to train, or I'm having to, Tara tells me all the time, like, you can quit right now.
Could it be the adrenaline? Based on our past,
right?
You might be an adrenaline junkie.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely am. Yeah. I definitely am. But man, that's not necessarily my day to day though.
It's
my day to day isn't filled with adrenaline. Like, I step on the mat, and it's not like I have an adrenaline dump.
But there's that little bit. There's always going to be that little bit when you step on the mat to train. So maybe that just keeps you, just placates it?
I think it's also a matter of not wanting to and then pushing yourself to do it. Because I know a lot. Like, when it comes to fighting, like I said, I hate fighting. I do. I hate competing in the cage. I hate doing that. But I make myself do it. And so it's interesting to me that I think maybe there's some people who run away from altercation, and then others that run towards it. And even no matter everything in your everything in your body is telling you not to do something, and then you go and do it anyways, and the feeling you get afterwards.
Those people that run from it have a big ego.
You think so?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're scared that they'll be exposed. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's kind of a good point though.
I had a lot of people on here while I was gone. Thanks for joining, guys.
You left and the views went up, so I don't know what that's saying.
Mine went down.
Oh, did it?
I think we're down to the 1, 2,
and I got
3.
Oh, I got 4.
Okay, so someone said hi.
But I'm just once again, like I said, I'm feeling just crazy, man, because I'm beat to tar, and I come in, I have my 3 workouts a day, and I run my 5 miles, and I'm just like, I don't know what it is about this sport or
that's keeping you from sitting on the couch all day taking pain pills and anti-inflammatories is what it's
well,
doing.
like I said before, though, if fitness worked in reverse, if I could just sit on the couch and eat potato chips and rock a 6-pack,
look like this.
I'd be all about that.
That's all I do.
But like fitness isn't fun. Like I'm coming to understand like fitness isn't a good time. If you're doing it right, you have to hate part of it. And I think training in MMA or jiu-jitsu or combat sports is the same way.
Well, that's one other issue I was debating when we were coming up with this topic is it addictive or is it just habit forming? But I think there is an addictive property to it. Like we were saying with the dopamine and the endorphins, and it's the way it makes you feel.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that habit part.
I think some things can be habit. To me, fitness and working out and exercising is my habit forming activities. Once I get to a point, it doesn't feel right to not do it. And I feel like that's just habit. But jiu-jitsu, it's a whole nother. It's a whole nother feeling. Like, again, I'm gonna crawl in here, dragging one leg, and duct tape my arm together to make through a practice.
Well, that's what, man.
But lifting, I'll be like, I'll take a day off. Like,
our guy the other day, man, it was out. His shoulder was out on the mat, and he was like, "Just pop it so we can go." Just pop it so we can go. And I'm like, dude, wow. I'm not. Yeah.
Have you seen Lethal Weapon?
Or the best of the best. Or I was rolling with one of the new guys, and his finger got dislocated, and he just snapped in and was like, "Let's go!" Like, I know I'm pretty hardcore, but I don't know. I don't know if it's an age thing, but I'm like, if my finger's looking backwards, I'm gonna take the rest of this one off, guys.
I'm gonna take a nap.
But yeah, I just so closing up though, can it be a bad thing? I mean, besides obviously
bodybuilding.
It could be the addiction can be a bad thing if you can't control it. Like, it's just like with any addiction, I believe. You got to control it. You got to know your limits, and you got to know, if you're getting older, we got to take it a little more easy. You can't try to keep running with the young pups, and you got to be smart about it. I mean, you can still go hard.
Nonsense. We're gonna be 16 forever, you kids.
It's like when you were 21, you were drinking a case of beer on Friday night and training Saturday morning. Then when you're 41, you're like, you drink one beer and you're like out for 3 days.
Can't get that blue belt tied around you.
But I thank you guys for joining. Thank you for your feedback. Please share if you enjoyed the episode. Give us a thumbs up. We're here every Friday live. We'd like to answer your questions if you have any, and we would love to have your feedback still on replays on this to give us to let us know who we were reaching out to and your opinions, and give us info for our next episode.
Yep. Any future questions or ideas or something that you want to hear our opinions on? We're not experts. We don't claim to be experts,
but we want to give you what you want. Want to give you what you want to hear, though, at least from our point of view.
Right.
And that would be, your feedback is super important to us, for real.
So, you guys have a great weekend. Grappling tomorrow morning, kids jiu-jitsu tomorrow at 9, combat fit level 2 tomorrow at 9. And we're going to have more customers coming. And, we'll see you guys tomorrow, or we'll see you next week. Later.
All right, love you guys.
Bye.
Peace. Hit mine there. Yeah, thank you. Before I say something stupid.